all set for this encounter. 35 minutes aside. Referee blows his whistle. And it's a different kickoff. Just put back on the boot, but back in the hands thereof Bastiansen. And that has gone into the full. So a little bit of a different start altogether, even from the kickoff.
Certainly was a different start, Eugene. These two jumpers very similar, especially if you've got the sun in your eyes. You talked about the wind blowing from right to left on your screens. As you look at it now, it started off as a breeze this morning, has picked up steadily during the day, and it certainly will have an influence on how these teams approach the game.
Miller with a good throw into the line with Joubert. Ball goes into the midfield, not cleaned up nicely, but has Paarl Boys kept it under wraps? Yes, they have. That's another pick up and drive, and they just got to keep this together here in the first opening phases. A little bit low there from Liam de Villiers, but good hands in that midfield. Again, quick ball out. Finds his man there, Van der Merwe, yet again. The tackling here from Waterkloof is good, keeping them on that advantage line, so to speak. A couple of the big men now taking it up. There's that man Tommy Miller back in there as well. Switching direction back to the left. There's a few men on this side now. Now can they get it out to the speedster on the left-hand side? Now it's in the hands there of Holmes. But the sideline wins there, and that is an early signal how Paarl Boys want to get that ball moved very quickly and very swiftly to their main man on the left wing.
It certainly is. We look at this Harvey Cook playing in the edges, and Caleb Holmes, we mentioned him before the game, extremely quick player. Try to keep that inside. Unfortunately, the touchline won that battle. But the intentions are clear here. Against the wind, Paarl Boys will hold on to the ball and make the defenses make some decisions.
Well, that throw has gone right over the jumpers and back in the hands here of Paarl Boys, and they are launching another attack with another big, strong run there by Tommy Miller. Again, taking play inside the 22, and there comes the big man, Juster, with a good darting run. He making meters going forward inside the 22. It's all Paarl Boys in these early stages. Again, looking for the ball, Liam de Villiers. Penalty going the way here of Paarl Boys. Not rolling away, says the referee. That's excellent start there by the men from Paarl.
Yeah, great intent showed by the Paarl Boys, pack of fours especially, running around the edges, getting the go forward for the team, and just, you know, there's the basic skills of holding onto the pull has just been great.
I'm thinking here's going to be a catch and drive here. And they're just waiting for the ball. Two big men in there. Jaden Joubert is probably the obvious target in the line. Sitting right at the back there is Jordan Juster. There it is, the throw. There is the catch. Now there is the maul. And that ball is going forward at an alarming pace. That is as easy as you like. And first try goes to the men from Paarl. And that is a brilliant score. Brilliant set play. And an excellent try going the way of Paarl Boys.
Yeah, that's a sign of a well-coached team right there. Go for the line out, good securing of that ball, set the maul perfectly, and then got on the front foot from the get-go. Too much power from this Paarl Boys High team, and over for the first score. Harvey Cook, the man rewarded with that. Always a team effort or a pack effort in these circumstances. One player gets rewarded with a try behind his name.
Well, that was easy. Easy as you like from a set play 5 meters out. It's like a steam train. More. Trying to see if he can add the 2 points. From our lookout point, just drifting past the left hand upright, but a solid start by Paarl Boys as they lead 5-0 over Waterkloof.
It's a good start this by the Boys High team as you look at this again. More sets early, going to the left a bit, just evading the defense. And then over for the 5 points, and the intent is clear here. They're going to take the Waterkloof team on physically, and once they get go forward, they're going to start using those exciting backs.
Ronan Bastianse with a high kick this time into the blue sky. That's a good take at the back. Trying to set it up here. Paarl Boys. De Villiers pops it out the back, and that's on the right peg. Has he found his touch? Ball bounces infield and then finds his touch. That's a good kick into this breeze. That would relieve some pressure, and that's good exit play, especially after you've just got points on the board.
One of those the coaches are you to secure the ball after you've just scored points and go and play rugby in the right parts of the field, making it tough this breeze that they're playing against Paarl Boys High. An opportunity here for Waterkloof. They've not seen much of a pull in the first 5 minutes.
Jacobs with the feed, and again stolen there by Paarl Boys, and here they come yet again. Plenty of willing runners in the midfield. Liam de Villiers pops it out here. Here's the big man, Jordan Jooster, should say. Again picked up beautifully here. That is the big number 12. That's Ivan Jordan de Villiers. There is Jordan Jooster. He's a difficult man to stop if he gets some movement going forward, and that's brilliant stuff on defense, but just diving off their feet, the referee says, going into that ruck, and a penalty going against Paarl Boys for that one.
Yeah, we've seen Paarl Boys High make use of those two massive prop forwards to get them go forward. First, you got John van der Merwe carrying the pull, and then Jordan Jooster. Can't be easy to stop, and that's a great kick by Bastiaanse.
Yeah, very difficult to see between the two of them, John van der Merwe and Jordan Jooster. Two big men, two big ball carriers as well. But that's an excellent kick, taking play just midway between the 22 and the try line here of Boys High. So an early set piece, but they've got to get their lineouts right here, Waterkloof. Jacobs with ball in hand. Again, not finding their throws, but it's gone to the back, and it's in the hands there of Prinsloo. Now, can they have the patience here just to keep it going? They're right in front of the sticks, but excellent defensive work there by Boys, pushing them back a little bit, and that is in the hands of Boys High, and that has been that's gone forward, so they come back for the first infringement, the knock on, and then the forward pass. So it's going to be Boys High with the feed into the scrum. It's going to be their ball.
Just both teams trying to make use of the space in between players, and that ball flow right there, just going slightly forward. First scrum of the game as well, and two massive packs, Alexander Elliott, Jedre Swart, Ruan Jacobs up against. We've mentioned them, Jordan Jooster, John van der Merwe and Tommy Miller. They don't make them the same as they used to.
It's that front row that I'm interested in here. Jooster, Miller, van der Merwe versus Elliott, Jacobs and Swart. Villiers pops it up onto the left-hand side. He's at a kick. That's gone out. Yes, it has. Again, they're getting ground, and they're doing the simple things, the basic things very well here, Boys High, especially playing into this little breeze.
And it's just been a perfect day, Eugene, to be in Stellenbosch to watch running rugby. We've seen some great scores, some good performances, and this right here is what we've come to see.
And that's going to be another error. Finally winning the ball on their own throw in the line-out, and then just a handling error there in midfield is going to allow them to come back here for another scrum. And another chance for Boys High. Another set piece. And what we've seen here, Andries, is their willingness to run the ball from wherever they are, and maybe try and get over that advantage line, and then the kick comes.
Again, just a team that's been coached really well to kick on their own terms, have the confidence to keep the ball get it into a position where you can kick more comfortably on your own terms, and thus getting greater reward.
Well, this is a set play of note, and the ball comes out here to the right winger this time. What has he got? Good cover defense, but the support of runner is excellent. Again there from Ivan Jordan. Has he set it up? Yes, he has. De Villiers, van der Merwe. Oh, brilliant run by Jooster. Tackled low, but the momentum is still with Boys High here. The crowd is getting behind them. Referee with his arm out. Is it going to be a penalty advantage coming the way of Boys High? Yes, it is. Offside play by Waterkloof. So back they come for a penalty. But brilliant play, enterprising play from Boys High.
And just finding space in between up the middle of the field at the moment is Boys High. I'd just like to see them regain that ball from that breakdown and then moving it to the edges. Brave kick that is.
What a kick that is. Into the breeze, into the teeth of the breeze, in fact. Taking play right up until the 5-meter line of Waterkloof. And here we go again. Is it going to be repeat? There's the maul. And Waterkloof learn from what's happened before. That ball is going forward. They're not going to stop that. Surely they're not. Referee says, no, you haven't, because a try has been given. And that's excellent stuff from Boys High yet again, and that's their second try.
Operating like a proper machine at the moment in this Boys High pack. They've got their front rows getting them over the gain line, and when they get into these positions, great maul again. Just moved the contact area a bit after they got that line-out ball into the soft space of the Vatliff defence, and it was Tommy Miller, I believe, who got rewarded with that try.
Just coming around the back after he threw the ball into the line, and that's brilliant stuff. How well are they working that front pack of Boys High so far? Early stages, yes, but they're working well together as a front pack.
That they are doing indeed. Joyan, second attempt, yeah, better strike for Ivan Jordan, and it curls into the uprights, 2 points added. And Boys High with what they would think is a dream start to this game.
2 points is added, but that was magnificent. Good throw, good catch. And it was just repeat from what has happened before. This time it was only Tommy Miller that barged over for that try. And they are really good value for that lead. 12 points to 0 over Waterkloof Boys High. It's going to be Bastianse again with the kick, and that's a very good hanging kick. Tied it up there. Looks like that was Villiers there, so somebody just got to mop up. Quick ball out again into the midfield. That's Miller. He set it up nicely again. De Villiers again on his left peg. That's up in the air. How's the chase? That ball was swirling in the air, but that was well picked up. Now then, can Waterkloof launch an attack? In the hands there now of Tustin. Out it pops to the right hand side. Plenty of runners on that side. Nodia. The run forward, referee's happy with that as the first man has come in there. De Villiers puts it back on his left peg, but that's good covering by Waterkloof. Big kick downtown, but it looks like it's straight in the hands there of Van der Merwe. He's coming back with a bit of a run. Got men outside him. Good hands into the hands here now of Jordan. Back in the hands of Van der Merwe. Brilliant play from Boys High. Quick ball is needed. Out it comes. Into midfield, Miller. Quicker hands there again. Jordan finds himself in the midfield, but that is stolen. But back they come for a penalty for offside, and Andries, they just keep running straight at Waterkloof.
Enterprising stuff, this Eugene, generating quick ball from the breakdown, then putting their defenses under pressure. Hence all the penalties for being offside. The passing accuracy has just been great for this Paarl Boys High team. Crisp passes on the spot every time, running on forward. Unfortunately, they had a tight head prop in number 13 position there. John van der Merwe gave that ball to the wrong guy. The jerseys are similar, so we can forgive him for that. He came here to scrum, not to run. So we can forgive him for that one.
Well, I've also got to mention this right winger here of Boys High, Cole Moultrie. He has been electric. He's a live wire. He finds himself just hovering here. Just that first receiver a little bit. He's just a set player. I think this is a set move with a few of the forward pack here in this back line. So we might see something different here with this line out. Miller finds his man easy enough. Here's a set piece in the hands of Joster. He pops it out to the right to his man, Van der Merwe. He gets over that vantage line every time he gets the ball. Continuity is brilliant here from Boys. Miller again, he's got covered so much ground so far in this game. Still it pops out to the left-hand side. They're going to go into the corner for sure. Yes, they are. Brilliant score. And isn't that man Caleb Holmes that goes into the corner? Another brilliant piece of play from Paarl Boys.
Just basic skills done right can get you some great reward. Caleb Holmes with his first score of the game just had to finish that off. Hard work being done by a pack of fours, getting over the gain line. We mentioned it. John van der Merwe gets them go forward. Over here, once again, quick ball. Liam de Villiers, crisp pass to the edges. Draw and pass from Francois van der Merwe, and Caleb Holmes does well to finish that. Ominous signs here for Waterkloof. Eugene, one has to say, this Boys High team came to play.
I was about to ask you, how Waterkloof get back into this game. They've got the breeze behind them, but they can't just kick the ball there because we've seen the runners that boys are have, and they keep coming at them.
Yeah, that's a tough discussion at half time. Kick unsuccessful this time by Ivan Jordan. It's just that there's so much determination and intent by this Boys High team at the moment. Waterkloof will have to find the next gear, Eugene. They have to consolidate a bit here, keep hold of the pull, try and put Boys High under pressure and force him to make tackles. The more you force opposition players to make tackles, they lose a bit of energy. Sooner or later they will slip one, you'll get your opportunities.
That's the answer again with the restart. Again, a very good restart, allowing his men to get under the ball, but Boys High again taking it well. Still there for De Villiers. He pops it out into the midfield. Now here's the strong runners. Jooste once again over that vantage line. Carries 3 or 4 men with him. Set it up play again. Getting boys on the front foot. Moved it over to the left-hand side, and still they managed to get over that vantage line countless times. The referee's going to call them back for that knock-on. And you said it's half-time that they're going to have that talk. They've got to have that talk very soon because there's still 20 minutes left to go here.
20 minutes left to this first half, and the Boys High team they seem like they're just getting over the gain line at will at the moment. Message going onto the field surely has to be, let's make those first time tackles, let's make them on the gain line, not allow them extra meters, and then hold on to the ball. Jordan Jooste has been great in the start of this game, carried well for his team. But this is where they'll get tested, is at the scrum. Kobus van Dijk from Waterkloof, the scrum doctor of the SA junior rugby teams. So this Waterkloof team will be well coached in this department.
Showdown feeds it out here into the midfield. That's a good ball out to Pretorius. He's dragged down again in the midfield, but the ball's still there for Waterkloof. Pops it up here to the left-hand side. That's Markul Kok with a run, but he's brought down by 2 or 3 men from Boys High. Ball was deemed to be out, was it? No. Referee got his arm up. That's a penalty. And that has gone the way of Waterkloof, and some respite for them.
Some respite for this Waterkloof team, and one has to wonder whether the smart choice here, Eugene, is not to take the 3 points, settle down a bit, and get the ball, kick it back into the opposition half. But as I say, that always happens. Schoolboys, they think about this game differently. They're going to take the chances, and we often see these days the URC and the professional international teams do the same. They chance their arms, kicking the ball into touch and give themselves a go at getting some reward. Up against a strong pack here of Waterkloof.
Jacobs with a throw. Finds his man. Well, immediately the referee with his arm out is going to be a penalty advantage coming the way of Waterkloof. Quick ball out, Jordan. He finds Prinsloo. Prinsloo's been active so far, but the referee blows immediately on his whistle and he's going to bring them back for the penalty. It is 5 meters out. What's the decision? It's a quick tap and go, but he's caught out his own men. Where's the support now? It was a good idea, but I think he left his teammates behind as well, but they still managed to hold the ball. Going for the line. Referee's in a very, very good position. Again, another pick up and go. Zach Jordan looking like he's trying to just direct traffic there a little bit. Referee again. Oh, in fact, he's blown for a knock-on. And maybe that answers your question. Andries decided not to go for points. They've knocked it on 5 meters short.
Well, a chance their arm there and a quick tap from Zach Jordan as well. Often those small little instances in the game, you score there, 5 points up, kick it over, you 7. You got a bit of confidence. He took the chance, didn't pay off this time.
It's good taking the chance. There was just no support. I think he ran away from them as well. Well, big scrum here for Waterkloof. Can they apply pressure? De Villiers, he's going on a run. He's going to find that man again. Moultrie, he kicks it forward. That's the answer. He tidies up, but he's got 3 men from Boys, but it's still there for Waterkloof. Picked up there by Divan Boerta with a good run forward now. Zach Jordan. One of his big men, that is Jedri Swart, with a little bit of a run forward. Just keeping the continuity going here for Waterkloof. They need some time on the ball. Referee with his arm out yet again. They're getting a few penalties going their way as well. Now the ball finds himself in the back line. Referee's going to blow for the penalty, not rolling away. So a few penalties going the way here of Waterkloof now.
And that's exactly what they have to do. Hold on to the ball, force the defense of Paarl Boys High to make some mistakes, and you're going to get yourself some opportunities. When you get 5 meters out like they were a couple of minutes ago, you have to take your chance against a quality team like this.
Yeah, they're going for the touch, but I like how they're just taking some time out the game. Just trying to regroup themselves, regather themselves. There's a good kick taking place inside the 22 of Boys High. Can they get a good set piece now from this lineup?
It's crucial here for Vatliff.
He hasn't found his man. In fact, he's just found a man at the back of that. And that is in the hands of Van Zyl. De Villiers again with a kick. Has that fun touch? Yes, it has. A good clearance kick, and they just seem to keep doing the basics. They're not messing around. If they see opportunity to kick for the touch, they do that very well with the likes of De Villiers and Van der Merwe.
They run a good rugby program at Paarl Boys High. Sean Erasmus at the head of that, brought in Hildebrand. He's an experienced coach himself, and we mentioned all the others that are involved. Proud rugby history that Boys High have.
School rich in rugby history. De Villiers searching for the ball. Van der Merwe, the dummy pass. Well wrapped up by Waterkloof. That's a quick pick up and drive again, that time there by Pieters. This time for Boys High. Swiftly move to the left hand side. They're trying to get Caleb Holmes back on the ball. The ball has gone into touch. That move comes to a big end, but here's a little bit of a talk with the assistant referee. So they're going to give that as a knock-on. Vatliff with ball in hand.
Again, Boys are keeping ball in hand against this breeze. Feels to me that it's picked up as the game's gone on a bit. It's a fantastic part of the field to attack from. You got obviously one side to go to, but there's plenty of space in behind, so you have so many options as a playmaker as to how you're going to exploit the space.
Just looking where Pretoria sees the ball comes out here from Jordan into the hands. Yeah, Jordan with the wrap around. Oh! That was man and ball. That is Moultrie. He's down on the ground, and this will be a stop in play. They're going to come back for an advantage play. Rightly so, the referee blew on his whistle, and we hope that he's okay. It was a hard collision in midfield there.
Certainly was. Rugby collision. I think it's head against hip right there. Referee the blue card. Assuming that is for the time watch, or the time watch guys to stop the time.
Yeah, that's just for the time to stop, because it is a serious injury. So that's when the time will come to a halt. Time will just keep going on normally, but that was a big collision in midfield. But Andries, Waterkloof seeming to get their feet. They're finding their feet more now, but they have a 7-point deficit to try and eat into. And maybe, as you said, slowly eat into it rather than just going for the big guns, which may be the right way forward there.
Definitely. Eugene, 17 points that they have to crawl back here, and this break in play might just go into their favour. Boys are started like a house on fire, all guns blazing, score 3 quick tries. Slowly but surely this Waterkloof team have forced them to make decisions. They made a couple of mistakes, gave away penalties. That afforded Waterkloof the opportunity to kick it into the corners and put the Paarl Boys High defence under pressure.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic day as well, and some more rugby to follow this one. I mean, it's just getting better and better. Every game we've seen is just sort of up the ante. As we're saying, these people, the crowd that have come in here to this glorious ground here at Makota, have certainly enjoyed every bit of it as much as what we have.
And they certainly have done that. What a great venue to host this tournament. The NMI Toyota Noord Suid.
I was going to ask you as well, this tournament is normally held in office there in Pretoria, and because of some work being done at office, it's been brought down south to this glorious glorious venue, as you said rightly, and just from the games that we've seen, I think the crowd here from the south have certainly enjoyed the rugby.
They must have. They must have enjoyed the rugby. They've won the majority of games out here today. Some great fixtures coming up tomorrow. Another big one after this. We've got Paarl taking on Noord Suid, the final fixture of the day. And then tomorrow, just an action-packed day between some great schools.
Yeah, we'll see great college as well tomorrow. So our dear friend Johan Smith making his way down from wherever he finds himself today. He'll be looking forward to that, as well as the big one even after that, where the home side will be playing Paul Russ as well. I'm sure you'll be looking forward to that game.
Looking forward to watch everyone play. Eugene Paul Russ had a phenomenal season last year. Went unbeaten the first time since 1991. Justin Swart's Paul Russ team went unbeaten, and it took them enough time to get another one across the line, but the likes of Riley Norton, Ruben Kruger, Ollie Reid in that team, just phenomenal. The talent that gets pushed through the South African rugby system is just out of this world.
Lisa said, we mentioned earlier in the game that we did together, we talked about the conveyor belt of rugby players just continuing coming through, but it starts here at schoolboy level, and it's the skill level is just keep rising and rising, and is always on the up. And we see former Springbok players coaching schools and being part of the coaching setup. That has also helped a number of schools.
Certainly, you got Springboks coaching you, you've got British and Irish Lions coaching you, you've got professional coaches coaching you. The level of rugby in South African schoolboy has just, or the level of coaching in South African schoolboy rugby has just gone through the roof.
Yeah, just to mention that there will be a number of awards as well, and the NMI Toyota Man of the Match, that will be announced at the end of this game here that we have today, as well as the NMI Toyota Forward of the tournament. There will be a back of the tournament. There will also be a play of the tournament. And they're all sponsored by Mega Master. With all these sponsors that involved with this great tournament, we certainly give you all the kudos, because without you, all this will not be possible. And a good round of applause there for the player, Cole Moultrie.
And let's hope he's okay. It's a big rugby collision that happened right there. It looked like a head knock, and those are the ones that you worry about. You only have one pip on your cup. You have to look after that, and we wish him all the best, Cole Moultrie. Also need to mention, Eugene, that after every day there will be a player of the day who will win a Stadio bursary for next year as well. So Chris from Stadio just throwing opportunities at these young players as well, and it's great to see the community and business in South Africa come and support what we think is a phenomenal brand.
Oh, unbelievably so, and as I said, rightly so as well. Again, we wish him all the best as he is taken off.
And my suspicion is that he has been replaced by Mark Grindley. Just have to have a look and see if he has made his way onto the field. Yes, he has. And number 23 jumper Mark Grindley on the park.
Well, I'm led to believe he's got one of the bigger boots in this team as well. He can kick the ball a big distance. So maybe we'll see that.
Also super talented is Mark Grindley. And one has to wonder how he manages just to make the bench of this boys' eye team.
Well, that was a good take there by Noord for Waterkloof. They are on the attack. Ball comes out now to Prinsloo, and he darts into the 22. Excellent work trying to rustle it up there at ruck time. Ball comes out now again. Kraus fires it out here to the left winger. Has he got the has he got gas? But that pass has been deemed forward.
You always have to be wary of a wing with a scrum cap on. Always have to be wary of those guys. They've got some knack of just breaking tackles and getting into space. If you look at this again, slight forward pass. Good play this is by Waterkloof. They got to the edge, man into space, and often you see those bounce passes work. Unfortunately, that had gone forward.
Yeah, just slightly, I have to say, on the angle that we saw there. Here again, another scrum. And this has been the facet of play that Boys High, they have been very good at. But there you see Waterkloof challenging them while at scrum, but still there with them. Van der Merwe pops it there into the midfield. Excellent tackle now by Waterkloof, keeping them just outside that 22. De Villiers again. Van der Merwe into the midfield. More tackling from Waterkloof, and this is more like it from the men from Pretoria. Trying to apply pressure. Jordan with the pass out to Holmes. He pops it in the air, chasing his own kick. Oh, and that's a good challenge in the air. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty because it was knocked on. And he's in the offside position. But that, again, excellent enterprising play from the men from Paarl.
Some trust in the system, keep the ball in hand, and then kick when you're ready on your own terms. Caleb Holmes giving his own kick a chase, and that could easily have gone his way. Knock on, accidental offside in my opinion, but it is not deemed to be that, but who would not want to touch that ball when it comes your way? And having said that, again, penalty given away by Waterkloof. They're in an attacking position. 2 mistakes and you find yourself defending your own goal line again.
Janelle Davids has found himself here on the right wing now for Paarl Boys, so we'll see how that goes. And again, Jordan now with a very good run, still carrying 1 or 2, 3 men from Waterkloof with him as he enters the 5-meter line there. Quick ball out in the hands of Van Zyl. He's just short. Going for the line, is he? Yes, he has. Brilliant score, that time from Gershwin Peters. And they are just going from strength to strength. The men from Boys High here.
Signs of a quality team right there, Eugene. Under the pump for what seemed like 10, 15 minutes. One opportunity, you take it, you put the pressure right back on the opposition. Gershwin Peters getting over for that. But this is what set it up. A great line by Ivan Jordan. Over the gain line, quick ball here once again. Gets them on the front foot. And then you're defending for all your worth. They've got massive ball carriers. Jaden Ubay that time. Gershwin Peters pick and go. They still had Van der Merwe and you're still waiting in the wings to finish it off if they didn't.
Well, the conversion is good. 2 more points added. Boys High just stretching the lead every time they get ball in hand. 24 points to 0 now. And let's remind the folks that's watching, they are playing into the breeze that's there. That has subsided a wee bit, but it's still there. Can Waterkloof get something on the board to take with them into the halftime break? Bastianse again with the kick. This time is going to go a little bit deeper. Taken in there by Boys, and again they're on the front foot again, this time by Stefan de Merwe. De Villiers into midfield it goes. Here's plenty of runners here on the left, on the right hand side. He's got gas, he's got men on the outside here in the form of Davids. He beats his man, he pops it up to the inside. What brilliant rugby, excellent rugby from Boys High. Brilliant stuff, finished off by Liam de Villiers. What started out just a simple take from the kickoff ended up in a try under the post. And certainly they are dangerous with ball in hand.
Just silky skills from all involved, and I can watch this over and over and over again. This is the back end of it. Good step inside, the offload is good. Liam de Villiers, like any good scrum off, and he is a quality scrum off on the inside to support. But the amount of skill that went into this try here, just outstanding, out of this world I want to say. Crisp passing once again, ball pulled back into space. Right decisions made by everyone. And Ivan Jordan just nudges this one over. And this is the message that boys are not just sending to Waterkloof they're playing against today, but also against the rest of the South African schoolboy teams, that they are certainly up for a good year.
Yeah, a lot has been said about this team. I last saw them at the Paarl Derby with Paul Gim, and everybody know the result there, and they want to rectify all the wrongs what happened there. There's 5 minutes still to go in this first half, and Bastianse, he says, listen, I'm just going to kick this ball as deep as it can. But here they come yet again. Stefan de Merwe keeping Paul on the front foot. De Villiers, and again they're coming out here to the right hand side. Davids, he pops it up. Oh, this is brilliant. The referee deemed that to be forward. Oh, the silky skills, as you said. It's just there for everybody to enjoy.
Starting to enjoy themselves now as a Boys High team. taking chances, but they calculated risks because they back their skills. Look at this again, just quick hands here from Grindley. Unfortunately not going to hand. Harvey Cook's been good as well, been all over the park.
Been very much good. That man number 15, Davids, he's actually a former Paul Boys player. Went over to boys to get some more opportunities, and even at schoolboy level, we see that's happening. Pressure at scrum time. This is going to be reset.
It's good context there between Jedro Swart and Jordan Uester.
Time running out in this first half. Waterkloof eager to get something from it. 29 points to 0. Paarl Boys with a very, very good lead. And they fully deserve it of that lead. Looking at the setup here, is it going to be again to that man Pretorius in the midfield? Out it goes. There's Pretorius, the wraparound pass. Oh, that was well read by Boys High, and it's a good tackle in the midfield that time by Ivan Jordan. But ball still with Vatliff into the big hands thereof Nordia. He tries to forry forward. Jordan, excellent run forward there, taking play inside the 22. Jordan again with quick ball. Nordia, he's caught there that time by Van der Merwe. Jordan, can they get something to show? Bastianse, foraying forward into the 22 they go.
It's been turned over.
Well, illegally so, says the referee, and a penalty going the way of Waterkloof. Now then, decision time.
I think that decision had already been made. Before you even mentioned that, the decision was already made to kick it into the corner. And at this stage of the game, that is your only option. I'm of the opinion a couple of minutes ago, 17 points in it, kick it over, you're 2 scores away.
Well, they need some points from this set play. Oh, stolen at the front. And there goes De Villiers, pops it up. Oh, and that has been knocked on, and from being under pressure, they now get a scrum going their way, and they relieve a lot of the pressure there, and another unforced error.
It's just been an unfortunate mistakes that the Waterkloof team have made in this first half. Lineout goes to the opposition. Liam De Villiers up the small side there, just taking his eye off the ball. Was Dylan Buerta, but we've seen this a couple of minutes ago. Boys are under pressure, give them one chance, they'll punish you. They are going to keep this ball in hand.
De Villiers with the feed, pops it up to Van der Merwe. Still Fuller running. There's Davids. He's showing a clean pair of heels. He pops it up to Calum Holmes. Can they catch this kid? Can they? Oh, it's a little bit of an ankle tap. Brilliant tackle. Allows him just to fall 2 or 3 meters short. Referee giving the penalty to Waterkloof. What a last-ditch ankle tap that was. Brilliantly done. Save Waterkloof from another try.
I mentioned that, Eugene, they're going to punish you. They're going to keep the ball in hand. They'll do something special. Caleb Holmes inches short of scoring his second for Paarl Boys High. Great work, one has to say, by Davids. And I thought it was away here for all money. He didn't think Bastianse was looking after him. He had no idea it was coming. This Caleb Holmes.
Just a little bit of awareness there. Just gone astray there for Holmes. Just took it for granted, as you said. However, Waterkloof, a little bit of a maul here for themselves. Just going up inches by inches. Still there at the back of it. Still moving forward. Maybe this is something for them to take into that second half, because they need something. Eventually that ball goes to ground. Referee's going to blow. And that is going to be a turnover ball, and that's going to be a scrum to Boys High.
Just approaching half-time. Remember, we had that stoppage where they stopped the clock for a couple of minutes. Running time here. Normally, the rule is if there's a big injury, the referee has a discretion to stop the clock, like we saw in the case of Carl Moldry. assuming this would be the last scrum of the game, or of the half, I might say.
This game has had so much, you could say it was a game. Paarl Boys, can they finish off with some more points as they go into half-time here? And de Villiers, that has gone straight down. Referee's happy for play to continue. Van der Merwe pops it again inside. Jordan eventually brought down there again. But again, they get over that advantage line. Quick ball out here to the right-hand side. It's just about the hands, and that's miscommunication. That looked like it has been knocked on, but still here in the hands of Peters, the try scorer. One of many here for Boys High. De Villiers pops it up. Again, strong running by Van Zyl. De Villiers. Oh, and again the ball just being knocked on. And with that, that will take us to half-time. And what has been a very, very good performance by a very, very good Boys High team here. It's them that lead 29-0 over Waterkloof, and they've got it all to do. Also playing into a little bit of a breeze here. So join us in a few moments after a little bit of a break here.
Defense under pressure. They've done that with great precision in the first half. They've got the wind at their backs now. That it's subsided a little, Eugene, so they don't have that massive advantage one would expect. But they still do have a breeze at their backs, and you can expect them to play in the opposition half and then to put pressure on Waterkloof. Conversely, for Waterkloof, that's a tough discussion they're having in the middle of the field right now, and that's why it's taking a bit longer. A lot of detail going into those discussions. Boys, hold on to the ball. Let's pressure them up front. Let's try and create them or get them to get fatigued from forcing them to make tackles and then finding space and putting points on the board.
How difficult is it for the men from Waterkloof to put the score behind them and maybe just say, listen, let's just start fresh in the second half. Let's just put a good performance that we can take into the second game later on in this tournament.
Yeah, you don't want to give up already. 30 or 35 minutes out from full time. You want to give yourself a chance to still win this, but it's tough to forget that you're 29 points down, but you have to focus on scoring next and scoring quickly.
Well, deep kickoff there by Van der Merwe, taking play inside the 22. Waterkloof tidying up there with Zach Jordan. He passes it out there to Kraus. Puts it on his right peg. That looks a good kick, but straight into the hands of Mark Grinley. He pops it into the inside. Here they come again. And that is the first unforeseen error that we've seen from Boys. And it's early on in the second half. And now Waterkloof, they're just seeing if they can launch an attack with play. Just inside their own half. Quick ball out into the hands of Prince Louis. Goes again, and he has been very good for Waterkloof. The only bright spark we can say. But here they come again. Quick hands with the ball. Bastianse beats one and eventually is brought down just on the 10-meter line. Zach Jordan again. Finds a few of the big men in Ruan. Jacobs in that midfield. Still there for the men from Pretoria. Well handled. Because that ball looked like it was going to go out of his hand. Good defense shown here by Boys High. And again, Waterkloof on the attack. And this is much better from them. They just got to be patient in their build-up. Good tackle again on the halfway line. Eventually it goes down to ground. Jordan. Jacobs. But that ball has been lost forward, and now it's in the hands of Boys High. And here they come. Yet again, Muntz. Oh, Caleb Holmes. Well,
saw his dad drop a couple of those in the slips in his time as well.
His dad was never in the slips, I can vouch for that. But I had another chance potentially, and he's very, very dangerous. Ball just going forward.
Great defensive set that was by the Boys High team. They played, they hardly gave any yards away between the 15s and made it tough for Waterkloof to get any go forward. Look at this, quick hands by Grinley. Caleb Holmes not managing to hold on to that.
Yeah, so just a couple of handling errors early on in the second half that Boys High will not be liking. They've been very, very good. They set the ball very high in that first half. So now just the scrum. Well, the referee is going to have them reset. Few men having a few words at front row. Jordan Jooster And Swart having a few words to say.
Just asking how you like your steak done. I like my medium rare.
I wish it was that simple.
So, how do you like your steak? I like my medium, so now I like it large.
Oh, very competitive, these boys. Oh, there's the drive. Referee happy for play to continue. Into midfield it goes. Well, trying to get the tap kick. The referee with his arm out for a penalty. So they're going to come back for a penalty at the scrum. So yeah, chance for them just to get some more territory advantage.
Bit of tension building in this game, and it often happens in these encounters. It's such a big build-up to get you. Now you find yourself 20 to 29 points behind at half-time, and tensions can flare. Bansi Hansen doesn't find touch.
He has, and that ball has gone to the right from Davids. He finds the other Jordan. Oh, and that's a good breaking run. Again, that time by one of the try scorers, Peters again. Again, they've made good ground going forward. That's a great line to run. Now it gets some space here on the left-hand side. Now it's in the hands here of Caleb Holmes. And everybody in this crowd just want to see him run. That's brilliant supportive play there by the scrum of de Villiers yet again. Still there for Boys High. Picked up now by Steph van der Merwe. Referee with his arm out. This is going to be a penalty going the way here of Boys High. They've got a little bit of advantage. De Villiers, van der Merwe. Great tackle on Ivan Jadan. Now they're trying to switch the play up. Jaden Joubert tackled hard. Play just around the 10-meter line here of Boys High. They need somebody just to break that advantage line. Again, the patience shown. Van der Merwe, Jordan, quick hands. Has it gone forward? No. Davids, he pops it out to the right inside there. That is Grindley. Grundy pops in the inside. Oh, this is brilliant play by Boys High now. Into the 22 they go. De Villiers, quick pass out to the right. Cover defense of Waterkloof is needed here. De Villiers, Peters. Referee with a loud blow on his whistle. What excellent play. They showed the patience. And then they got forward and they find themselves in the 22 yet again.
It's a great build-up by Boys High. Again, keeping ball in hand, patience on the attack. Eventually finds a space on the outside. And Harvey Cook, one has to say, he's done great on the outside edges for this Boys High team. Waited for the support to come as well. Bought some time, and now again, Paarl Boys High on the front foot.
Well, they've shown the lessons here today. Boys High, the patience, the continuity, the supportive play has been excellent. Tommy Miller finds his man Joubert, popped up to de Villiers. Uester, he's going to take some stopping. Brought down just 6 or so meters, and there, picked up again. Is that Peters? Oh, he's dragged back, in fact. But still there for Boys High. They are on the attack. Uester with another darting run, just short of the line. De Villiers, Peters, apologies at Joubert. Joubert just knocks that on. But they're going to come back for the penalty for offside play.
Boys are exerting a lot of pressure on Waterkloof here. Liam de Villiers, surely he'll go quickly out.
That he does, and in the hands there of Jean van der Merwe. He's over the line, I think has been held up. They're trying to get the ball back. De Villiers. Oh, easy as you like, Tommy Miller. Over he goes for his second try.
Great pass, Johan has to say, by Liam de Villiers. Picked the right option. Jordan Uester with a short line in front of his face to Tommy Miller, who falls over for a try. And the first one in the second half, and Paarl Boys High will be happy with that. See Tommy Miller struggling a bit at the moment. It's been a tough day at the office.
Maybe he's holding his shoulder a little bit there. So hopefully he's okay. I thought maybe he was winded as he went and dived over the line. Got to be impressed by the patience these youngsters are showing. And the game awareness is just on another level.
hours and hours of preparations come into the season. I mentioned it at the start of this game, and the pressure were Boys High to come this year and put up a couple of good performances after the season they had last year. You can surely see that they've put in the work this year. Tommy Miller mentioned that it looked like he struggled with his shoulder, but he is coming off the field. Look at this guy, John van der Merwe, just heard his mate shout Trokkie, and you can see why he's got that name. And look at this, Liam de Villiers, patient as you like, Jordan Uesta with the line, Tommy Miller just goes over for an easy score.
You spoke about that pass. That pass took about 4 defenders out the game. And that was an easy try, and it's unfortunate for Tommy Miller to come off. He's had a good game. The restart by Bastianse. And that is a much better kick from him, and it's taken in there by Elliott. And all of a sudden, players back in the 22-year-old Boys High. Popped out there by Jordan. Defensive work here from Boys High is still very good. Prinsloo again with a good run. Oh, well, I think this could be, yep, no arms on that one. The penalty goes Waterkloof's way, and another player on his back there. I hope he's okay.
Doesn't look good, Eugene. Referee doesn't seem too concerned though. His mates do.
And he's still there, and finally somebody's there with him. Yeah, player safety is very, very important. And it was just here at ruck time. And we see flying in. Referee in a very, very good position. Now, the medics are being called up as well. We haven't seen the card or anything, so time is still rolling.
And this is it, Eugene. This is another great opportunity for Waterkloof to get on the score sheet. One has to feel that time has run out for them to come and claw their way back into this game. Stranger things have happened, but highly unlikely that will be the case. But they want to come out of this game with something to show for it.
Well, that's why I asked you the question. Is it okay for them just to say, listen, forget about that first half, forget about the score. Let's try and get some good rugby played in the second half. I think that's what they should try and work on, and then maybe just get a few points and get the confidence, because remember, they've got another game in a few days' time, and they want to get some confidence to show into that game as well. It's not just about this one, because as you said, this one might be a little bit too far for them. Like he's back on his feet, just walking off here with the medic, so just precaution. One field as it is Leander van der Westhuizen, and that's come on for Waterkloof. That's an excellent take in the lineup by Muntz. That has gone to ground straight away, so work here for Jordan to do. Pops it out here to Cock. It's not often you see both number 8s as Cock. Well defended there by Boys. Into the hands here of Nordia. Again, the men from Paarl Boys trying to get the ball away from them. Pretorius tries to make a darting run forward. Defense holding their own. Referee with a very quick whistle. And it's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be spoken to now to the captain. Just saying a few words, saying, listen, that's it. Too many offsides, too many penalties in the red zone.
And that's what happens if you put opposition defences under a bit of pressure. Make one or two bad decisions, give away a penalty here or there, and you find yourself in trouble.
Well, subs are plenty. 21, 17, 22, 20 and 18.
16's already on the park,
16's already on.
23 is already on the park. Wholesale changes here for Paarl Boys High.
Van Velsveld, Davy, for Wilken, Leroux, De Vet now. We're going to keep an eye on that number 18, Davy. He's another one, SA Schools and SA player for boys. Good take again. In the line out, brought down immediately. Jordan. Cock again. Still there for Waterkloof. This is much better from them. Prinsloo. Pretoria, I should say, with another darting run forward. Jordan. That's a good take. Very low by Nordia. Still there for Waterkloof. Referee in a very good position. Pops out there to the left-hand side. Jacobs. Defensive work from Boys High. Again, standing firm. Around the back it goes. Into the hands there of Tustin. He sort of goes inside and is hit very hard as he sort of changed direction. Defensive work is brilliant, and Paarl Boys have stolen it. They don't want to get their line breached here at all. Has that been a little bit high? Referee's happy for play to continue. Pops out now here to Van der Merwe. He sort of puts it forward and it's into the hands there, and Caleb, he cleans out as well. Still there for them. Quick ball this time out by Leroux. Finds a big man of Peters. He's been in the thick of things. Van der Merwe, again, a little bit of a kick forward. How's the chase? How's the bounce? Well, referee's going to come back for another penalty, and this time it is for offside, and that's, again, good play by the men from Paarl Boys.
It's great stuff by this Paarl Boys High team, keeping ball in hand, finding space, either through kicking or passing the ball into space. Fransje van der Merwe has been good for Paarl Boys High today. They finds a good touch as well.
Well, the most difficult thing that we're going to have is to see who's going to be your NMI Toyota player of the match, because I think it's been a wholesome team effort from Boys High today.
It has been a complete effort from Paarl Boys High. Everyone doing their jobs and doing it well.
Grunding with the feed, and it's nearly stolen. Referee with his arm out, might just be a knock-on. Yep, there's a blow on the whistle. It's a little bit of a knock-on coming from Boys High, so it's going to be a scrum, but I don't think they would mind that because they've been really good at scrum time.
Now, they've been good at scrum time, have Boys High. They've got a whole new front row on the park at the moment. Christian Grindling is on there, Alban van Jaarsveld, Chris Davey on the park, and you still have Jedre Swart, Ruan Jacobs and Alexander Elliott on the park.
Well, the sun is setting behind us here, and a little bit of respite from the sun, the heat that has been here at the Makota today. It's been a brilliant day. Still no clouds to be seen. Jordan into the midfield it goes. Quick ball, it's intercepted, and over you go as easy as you like. Ivan Jordan gets a try and more points.
Tristan Hubert going over for that try for Paarl Boys High. Intercept. Opportunistic by the young outside centre for Paarl Boys High, and they've worked hard for some of their tries, and this was just a great read by the young man. Yeah, awarded with 5 points.
Two inside centre, outside centre with the same height. I got that slightly wrong, but great run again. But what's that line? And simply just waltzed in under the post.
Waltzed in under the post, and I think this is where Waterkloof, and you didn't understand it, to throw in the Natalia and say, listen guys, we've tried our best, but it hasn't worked out there for us. Forcing that past Tristan Hubert, almost lucky to get it, and over for a 5-pointer.
Well, not sure who they're going to be playing in the next couple of days, but they are certainly full value of this 45 points to nil, and I'm sure they do not want to have or concede any points today.
They've got Affis up next, and we saw them in the previous game. They were also quite outstanding and also rated to be one of the top teams in South Africa this year, Schoolboy team. So that will be a massive encounter between Affis and this Paarl Boys High side. And that's probably why Shawnee Rasmussen made these changes so early.
Well, Waterkloof, can they get something from this match? Oh, it's been turned over yet again by Boys High, and here they come yet again. Quick ball out to the right-hand side. What a pass that is. Getting them on the front foot. Getting over the advantage line as easy as you like. Again, good handling skills there in the midfield again. Setting up another phase. Still coming over to the left-hand side. Pass out to... Oh, that has been sort of knocked on, and referee with his arm out. So it's going to be a scrum advantage going the way here of Waterkloof. And it comes into the midfield here of Waterkloof. They need to get something just for all their endeavor, all the tackling that they have made in this match. They need something to show for sure, but again, that's been ripped by Boys High, and on the front foot yet again. Goes out to the right hand side. That's a try scorer there. Joubert, he finds Davids. Davids, is he going to find the corner? Yes, he is. And it's becoming all too easy, all too simple for the men from Paarl here.
Certainly is, Eugene. They're just scoring at will right now, and don't take away again the silky skills. Crisp passing, I've mentioned it so many times. Ball in front, guys on running into space. Just making rugby look really, really simple right now as Boys High.
I'm clearing my diary for when Boys High play office. What a match that is going to be. I'm going to build it up here already. I'm sorry, that is going to be a mouth-watering encounter. And if you're in the Stellenbosch area, please make your way out here to the Makota, because that is going to be a humdinger.
Even if you're not in the Stellenbosch area, come and watch that game. It's going to be a massive encounter between those two powerhouses of South African schoolboys rugby.
What a kick.
Mark Grindley just making it look easy from the right-hand touch.
What a kick. We talked about his right peg that he has. But here again, ball ripped. That time by Wilken on the front foot, as easy as you like. Pops out here to the right wing, and Davids, well, that's just too simple. He's got good pace, good strength. And over he pop. Taken in again that time by Peters. He's had a storming game. Into a little bit of a maul. Ball comes out into the midfield. Oh, now they're just messing with a little bit of a chicken pass out to the right hand side, and again the ball finds Davids. What has he got for us now? Pops the ball onto the inside. Ball being kept alive. Oh, that is the try scorer, one of many. Joubert, that time trying to pop it on the inside, but ball has been lost, but again has been kicked into the hands here of Boys High, and here they come yet again. Well, that's a pass over here to Caleb Holmes. He's done well to take it, but that has been deemed forward. I think the call came from the assistant referee here on our side, and I think that's a good call.
Also had the inclination to think that went forward out of the hands, and rightly called so by the assistant referee. Talked about identifying a man of the match for this game, and it's just almost impossible. You look at the front row that started. Jordan Jooste was good, really good today. Got over the gain line, some good runs. Johan van der Merwe equally as good. Tommy Miller scored some tries. Gershon Peters has just been a workhorse during this encounter. Harvey Cook's been phenomenal. So tough.
Well, there he goes. This is going to be another try. This time it's Josh Leroux, straight from the scrum. And again, practically under the post, and it is becoming a try fest here at the Makota.
Boys are putting up a show here. Josh Leroux doing well to get over the try line there. And we just talked about man of the matches, Eugene, and he's making it tougher for us to pick one. We can go through the whole team sheet. Francois van der Merwe has really dictated this nicely. Tristan Ubad scored a couple of tries. Jordan kicked the ball nicely. Janelle Davids. The only I can probably call out is Cole Moultrie, because he got subbed so early on, but they've just been phenomenal.
Well, the kick is good yet again. I'm having a little bit of a laugh to myself here, because we've decided that whoever's sitting on this side is going to make that tough call, and maybe we'll have someone to maybe concur with, but that is becoming very difficult. I'm glad it's on your shoulders there, Mr. Strauss.
Well, I'm gonna pass that back on to someone else. I'm gonna go down to the van and ask their opinion. It's just been a phenomenal team effort from this Paarl Boys High team. We're still 15 minutes to go here, and anything can happen, but it's tough to think they've managed to just rack up 60 points almost effortlessly. You say that because they make it look so easy.
Kick high into the night sky here at Stellenbosch. It has been lost forward, so it's going to be scrum. The word he used there, he's effortlessly. I think it's nothing but because they are so well drilled and put together, and the way they execute their plans have just been magnificent.
Out of this world, really, this Boys High team, and again, it's early days in the Schoolboy rugby season, and I think this year especially is going to be a competitive year with a lot of good teams ranking quite close to each other. We've not seen Grey College at this tournament play yet. We saw them against the Monas team and put up a great performance there. Oakdale's here, they've had 2 tough encounters against a Rondebosch team who is really a good side, and then Paarl Gymnasium up next as well.
Oh, that stolen there in the midfield yet again. Quick ball out by Leroux. And here the willing runners yet again for Boys High. Quick ball, Leroux, Davids, he decides to put it on the foot, and that just calms things down and just push Vatliff back into their own half yet again.
That's what we expected from the Boys High team to do from the outset in the second half, to kick it into space because they had the breeze at their back. They opted to keep the ball in hand. It's worked in their favour, and we mentioned it earlier, Eugene. You talk about teams putting oppositions under pressure, and you do that by holding on to the pull and forcing them to make tackles. That will force them to make mistakes, and they'll give you territory. So you've got 2 options here: either kick for territory and put pressure on that breakdown on the kick receipt, or you hold on to the ball, force them to make mistakes defensively, and then kick into the corners. And Boys have done this exceptionally well today.
Yeah, they've done that and more for me. They've played the game at a high tempo. They've got brilliant players in very critical positions there. We've seen the likes of Liam de Villiers, who's now been replaced by Josh Leroux, and he's also had a very good start since he's come on. And that man there going off, the number 4, Gershwin Peters, he's had a very good game. Certainly led the pack in front. Well, eventually grabbed there by Nodia as well. I think that has been lost forward, and I think he's probably the bright spark for me for Waterkloof. He's always been thereabouts in the thick of things. Things have just not gone the way of the Pretoria school here.
Looks to be in a bit of discomfort there, does Mayor Pretoria's.
Well, wait till he gets into the ice bath later.
We better get in there right now, otherwise that's going to be worse tomorrow morning.
And another attacking set piece here. And all the men are lined up here. Davids is also in the back. Brindley, he finds himself just behind Van der Merwe there, as well as Joubert. He's already scored a try. So just keep an eye on Brindley here. The vet now, he's just in front of Mark Ridley in this back line. So it's a very interesting setup they have in this back line. I'm sure they'll get the platform they need from the scrum. Leroux pops it out there to Brindley. He fires it straight out to Caleb Holmes. What has he got? Sort of darts on to the inside. Taking play inside the 22. Leroux. Van der Merwe shows the dummy. Keeping the ball together. Again, the continuity is good. However, offside line breached yet again from Waterkloof, and that is just the pressure that keeps on coming and coming from Boys. Quick tap and go. Still going forward there. Wilken with a darting run. Leroux. Joubert. Quick ball out again to the left-hand side. That man, he deserves a try. Steph Van der Merwe, he's had a good game as well. Van der Merwe. Oh, Davids. Sort of thought that went forward off Davids into the hands of Caleb Holmes. So again, it's going to be scrum. So a few errors creeping in, and we can understand that because it is early on in the season and fatigue will kick in.
fatigue will kick in and you're leading by 60 points. You have to keep the standards high, and they're certainly doing that. Just one or two mistakes creeping in here, but we've mentioned it a couple of times. Eugene, this does look like a really well-coached team. John Erasmus, they've done a great job with this boys' eye side. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in this year's schoolboy rugby in South Africa. Had a great pre-season trip over to the north in the UK, spent time in Ireland and the UK, and that certainly seems to be paying off dividends right here.
Yeah, what a place to go and have a pre-season coming up against tough boys, and what a scrum that is. Out it pops by Vatliff to the back. Here's the boot, and all they can do is just kick the ball into touch, but they're still inside their own 22.
So pre-season trips to the UK for Paarl Boys High. When I was at school, my pre-season trip was from Bloemfontein to Welkom for one night only. Times have changed, but surely you can see it in the change of quality. So professional, the schoolboy rugby at the moment.
Out to the back it goes. Good catch. Here's the maul set once again. And just as they are well drilled, that maul is still going forward. And look at them. Keep working. Keep pumping those legs. And still they're going in. One man and the other. Men from the back line now joining in. And it's still going forward. Surely it's going to be a try once this ball goes down. Yes, it is. Excellent work. Like a machine going forward. And that is a brilliant try by Boys High.
It's a great team try by Cobus Wilken. Got rewarded with that once again. Cobus Wilken, great team effort, pack of forwards. Not going to say it again, but take a bow to this Paarl Boys High side and the coaching team. George Orr will be happy with that. Former Free State lock.
I think we should just give it to the captain on behalf of the team. That NMI Toyota player of the tournament. Well, that has crept inside the right-hand upright, because this Boys High team, they have been simply magnificent.
Look at this again. That's well set and body positions low. Just wheeling off a bit, moving the pressure point and then just rumbling over. Once a ball is well set, very, very tough to stop that legally.
We'll be nearing that time where we have to announce that man of the match. NMI Toyota man of the match. And we'll give Mr. Strauss a little bit of a time to have a little bit of a rethink about that as well, as that ball is hanging in the air. It was a good kick, but it was a good tap back as well. The referee deemed that to be a knock-on, so double knock-on. So it's going to be a scrum here to Vatliff, and can they use this attacking scrum to maybe get some points on the board?
Get on the score sheet here for Waterkloof. And Eugene, I've had to think about this, and we've talked about the players that have been good for this Boys High team. We said Jordan Uester, John van der Merwe was good. I think Harvey Cook was great as well for Boys High on the backline. Liam de Villiers, van der Merwe, you bad. You can go through the whole team list. They've been phenomenal. But ultimately, the guy that stands out for me today, the workhorse of this Paarl Boys High team, deserves a man of the match. And again, anyone could get it, but I think Gershon Peters is that man today. He was just phenomenal in the set piece, in the broken play, got through a lot of hard work. Didn't score a try. Oh, he did score a try, but he's just phenomenal today, as was most of his teammates. But I think he deserves the man of the match today.
And I think rightly so, and the try is just the cherry on top of what has been a really good performance by the big number 4. And now boys are kicking the ball forward, and that has gone into touch. I have to agree. I mean, you could have given this to anyone, but he deserves it. I think he's been a commanding figure up front. He's always been there in defense as well. He's been there in attack, and he's got his try as well to boot, and he's kept things together for them. So the NMI Toyota play of the match goes to Gershon Peters from Boys High. It's been a very good performance, all-round performance by the big number 4.
All-round performance by the team and Gershon himself. And they made these subs so soon. Even the reserve guys were playing well. A guy like Mark Grindley has also been phenomenal for this Boys High team.
Waterkloof just picking up and driving, but look at the determination on defense from Boys High. They're not looking at the scoreboard saying they're 66 points up. They're looking at it as they do not want. They definitely do not want to concede any points whatsoever. And you said even the subs have come on, and they got a point to prove here. Come the office game and say, listen, we want to be in the starting 15. Don't want to be coming off the bench.
We've seen Rassie do it with the bomb squad recently. The impact that the bench has on a game, especially in tight games, is very crucial. And Sean Erasmus, the rest of his coaching team, they've built a great squad here. They've got players of equal quality coming onto the park and making a difference, not just being a replacement, but actually coming on and making a positive impact on the game. And that's what you want to see from the guys coming off the bench, and they've done that here today. And he rightly said that, Eugene. These guys, you want to wear the number 1 to 15, eh? There's something to it. You don't want to be in the 16 to the 23 thing, but all these guys have been great today. And a great team performance. Great way for Paarl Boys High to start this Noord Suid, or NMI Noord Suid, or NMI Toyota Noord Suid in Stellenbosch.
Well, they've all come with 30 players, and everybody want to be on that starting lineup as well, let alone the reserve bench. But we cannot fault this team from Paarl today. They have been quality, supreme today in all facets of play, and especially on attack. In this facet here at scrum time, they've been good, and again showing their strength. But Waterkloof with ball in hand, what can they do? It's a kick up front there by Bastianse. That ball is going, won't get into the 22, will it? Eventually it does, but the chase has been excellent. And the referee deemed that to be knock on, and that is a very good chase, and something for Waterkloof supporters really to get behind the team for.
Yeah, it's Mark Grindley under a bit of pressure there from that kick and spilt it backwards, in my opinion. Unlucky to get that called against him. And again, the referee is a lot closer to the game than we are.
And again, maybe a call that came from the assistant referee. And they are certainly playing their role here as well, because they're all mic'd up. So the communication from assistant referee to the referee has been excellent. Scrum time. Inside the 22 of Boys High to Waterkloof. The right winger. Well, that ball has been turned around. There's a little bit of sloppiness there now creeping in, and that has been lost forward again, that time by the try scorer, Cobus Wilken. So we'll have another scrum.
Have another scrum, and surely the last one of the game. An opportunity here for Waterkloof to get on the score sheet, but this Paarl Boys High defense has just been phenomenal. They haven't given them anything. You mentioned it earlier, 66 points in the lead. They're not looking at the scoreboard. They're trying to keep these guys out and not give them an inch. Great competitiveness from Boys High.
How have you enjoyed your first day here at the NMI Toyota Noord Suid Tournament here in Stellenbosch, Mr. Strauss?
Certainly have seen some great rugby, and it's not done yet, Eugene. We've got a big one coming up next, Noord Suid. And all accords are punching above the weight this year, and up against the Paarl Gymnasium team that is always well coached as well. They play exciting brand of rugby with Peter Rousseau there, Helmut Lehman as well, Martinez Hichu. Got a great coaching setup with Paarl Gymnasium, and it'll be an exciting encounter.
Yes, things have just been a little bit scrappy at the back end of this game. 66 points to the good Boys High over Waterkloof. Potentially the last play of the match. And it pops out to the backline. Bastianse, he saw nobody there. Which way is this ball going to bounce? It's picked up there by the try scorer Wilken. They're right on their own try line. All they need to do is just probably kick this ball into touch. Well, they decided they're going to run their way out of that, but that has been deemed to be a forward pass. And all eyes are on the referee, and he blows time. And that has been a very dominant performance by Paarl Boys, winning this one by 66 points to 0 over Waterkloof. Andy Strauss, what is your last thoughts on that game?
It was a clinical performance by Boys High. We've talked about it throughout the whole game. Well coached, well drilled, skills exceptional, passing ability and holding on to the ball, and then finishing off their opportunities every time they got one. just outstanding from Paarl Boys High. It's something to build forward to, and I'm telling you this again, Jen, can't wait to see them take on Affis in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, from what we've seen in the 2 games now, Office and then this game here by Boys High, there's been simply magnificent rugby. Certainly Office have stood up. Take note of what they've just seen here today. It's been a great performance, all-round performance. We've said that throughout this game. They have dominated in all facets of the game, especially when they were in defense, and then that came through as well. But certainly, we're going to go downstairs to Rudy Page, who's got the man of the match down there.
Welcome down to the post-match presentation. I've got with me the NMI Toyota man of the match, Gerson Peters. Congratulations, young man. How was that?
No, it was great. It was a good experience. I feel like we could have put a little more on the board, but it is what it is, and it was good to play with the boys again. So, yeah.
What is it like playing for this team? You guys look like a well-oiled machine. Is this a very strong outfit that Paarl Boys got this year?
Yeah, it's an honor playing for this team. I think we can achieve a lot this year. I back the boys completely, and I think it's going to be a good season for us.
And Gerson, playing on a Friday night, is it exciting to play under the lights a little bit, playing with your teammates? What was the game like out there?
No, it was amazing. I would say Stellenbosch is a bit moist out here. We popped nut, but it's amazing. I love the feeling, and it's just a great feeling, yeah.
Gerson, thank you very much. Congratulations on your man of the match, and all the best for the next game against Office. Guys, that is all from the post-match presentation from down here. Gerson Peters, the NMI Toyota man of the match.